Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. And I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, so if this is a problem with you, by all means, click away. That right there, that little intro, is probably going to be the extent of how much I talk about this game. Because I just got done with a rather stressful day of work. Just got home from work. It's 4:30 in the fucking morning, and instead of sleeping, I came home to some rather interesting news, and I'm not sure how to take it. I have a lot that I want to get off my chest, and oh, nice. I want to preface all of this by saying, guys, I'm not all about money. I'm really not. Because if I were all about money, I would move to Vegas. This would be the profitable move. I would move to Vegas, and I would go become a prostitute where it's legal there. If all that I wanted was money, that would be one thing, and that's what I would do. That would be the smart money decision. If money was the only thing that made any difference to me. Obviously, I'm a little too proud to do that kind of shit. It's one thing to... whatever. But I do think it should be everybody's goal to strive and scratch and claw to make a living doing what they love. And that's why I've been so consistent over the past 3 months. I really well and truly believe that I have been trying to make strides towards the people, and obviously not to those heights because I haven't been active for nearly long enough to make that kind of a difference, and I'm a little late to the punch. These three guys are already established. Everybody knows. Chugga Conroy, Josh Jepson, Nintendo Capri Sun. Those three guys have been a huge inspiration for me over the past couple of years. And they are the epitome of where I want to be in 2 years' time. That was my goal. I was like, 2 years, if I could get to that level, you know, I know that I've arrived. And realistically, right now, that's not looking like it's possible. First off, I may as well mention that YouTube is changing its network partnership system right now. For those of you who don't know, I partnered with RPM, which is a subdivision of Maker Studios, which is responsible for a more well-known network, formerly known as the Game Station. Now it's known as Polaris. That's where, you know, the gamers go. RPM is for a little bit smaller folks who don't get as much traffic. Folks like me, basically. And it's rather interesting because right now it's looking like there's absolutely no reason. Like, might as well just wipe my ass with my contract that I signed, because the benefits for many people who don't know of being a network partner. Let's go into this. Instant monetization, which, you know, that's one thing. I don't give too much of a damn about that, as long as if I upload videos in advance, I would expect the same things that I get now. But YouTube, I guess, went through some crazy lawsuit with somebody who fucked up over at full screen. Somebody used a song they shouldn't have, and it's one thing to use music. Music is pretty clear-cut who owns that copyright there. But one of the benefits of being with a network is that with games there was always a gray area. There was. And that gray area was always more towards the white with us. It was always, we were always given more of the benefit of the doubt when it came to network stuff, because the network, at least in theory, has paid or does pay for any copyright issues that may occur. And normally it's just a matter of taking a portion of whatever earnings. I don't know. I don't know the whole nitty-gritty behind it. But basically you forfeit a portion of what you earn, what your monetized views, your ad revenue, and all that stuff. You forfeit a portion of that to the network that is representing you. And there really hasn't been any problem with that until now. Now they've basically divided it up into two groups, which may as well be just partners and non-partners, if you want to get technical. But I guess they decided to use a buzzword to make people feel less screwed over, I guess would be the term to use. Those being managed partners and affiliates. And affiliates are basically the folks who aren't big enough, the folks who don't make the network as much money, and they don't really know as well. And it would make less business sense to give them all of the perks. Because in Maker Studios' case with RPM, they went on a partnering spree. I mean, they went nuts with it. To the point where I think it's in the 5 figures of how many partners they have. That's nuts. I think it's like 30,000 or some crazy number like that. That's ridiculous. But it's very telling of how many people, and so many of them are gamers, who flock to a network for, their ability to fight for what portion of transformative content they have. Commentary, editing, things like that. They do using their own time, using their own blood, sweat, and tears. And their work, as well, I think it should be compensated. It's a very big problem when a company is able to just have an automated filter which at all times is going to say, okay, this is our content, certain cutscenes and whatnot, I don't know exactly the details, but a certain audio or visual cue allows these videos to just basically be immediately, like, all money that you would have earned using that video is completely forfeit. And I can understand the need to sort of reinforce your copyrights, but it's not all just you. Mind you, Let's Plays, I will be the first to admit, are not exactly what you would call the most time-consuming content to make. They're very difficult to put out on a consistent basis. But I'll get back to the game for just a moment for the lore. The Hunted. The Primals crafted new magics to protect their warriors, and sent them into the burning wastelands to hunt the Lords of Science. For science hiding there! Though we tried to avoid conflict, many Science Lords were found and ended by primal warbands. I was but the sole survivor, the last remaining Lord of Science. In order to protect myself, I adopted the wisdom once shared by the Chozo. I merged the ways of the new, science, with the ways of the old, magic. I built mighty Moganars out of stone, and placed them outside the walls of my home, there to silently protect me from all enemies. And how did that work out for you? But, guys, what you have to understand is that there's such a gray area. And many people can see both sides of the argument for that gray area. As well they should. And as well I should believe that affiliates, especially those who are getting screwed over by this move, basically to take all the perks out of being partnered with these networks and take out all the perks of forfeiting that revenue. They're all locked. I'm lucky because my contract is up. I've been on a month-by-month basis.
Samus, there are 2 anti-aircraft turrets protecting the generator.
Indeed.
Your ship will not be able to get a clear shot while those guns are active.
Alright. There is no reason whatsoever, in my opinion, why networks should take out that chunk anymore for people that they repackage as affiliates. Because what benefit do they have being affiliated with the network? You are now the equivalent of some random schmuck on YouTube who enabled their account for monetization. And many people say that most as ridiculously easy as it is to get to some of these networks, it is just some random schmuck on YouTube. And I would agree with that. To a point. Again, we have transformative content. This would be like if Nintendo were to put a claim on my Zelda Timeline videos, which admittedly do have some of their content. Does that mean that they should profit off of the 10 plus hours of editing and script writing and all that stuff and a whole bunch of other aspects of it that went into that project? Does that mean that they should get everything that comes out of that project? Absolutely fucking not. And this is why I think there needs to be a movement to cut out the fucking middleman. If there's no purpose in the networks anymore, if there's no protection that they offer for their affiliates, you know, all the big wigs who are making a living doing it now, I don't see any changes happening for them. Because they're going to be able to claim content just the same. YouTube has already started rolling out these rather interesting changes. And I use the word interesting because they said that this is going to be a change that happens in January. They've already started stealthily making their changes to their content ID matching system and all that shit. To the point where I said, like, 5 of my videos, no less than 5 of my videos have gotten the flag. And it's not like those videos have been, like, it's a copyright strike or something like that. But it is a content ID match, which means that whatever party matches whatever portion they feel of the video is theirs, they not only profit from the visual, but the audio as well. Do they own my commentary? Absolutely fucking not. Do they own people's editing? Absolutely fucking not. And that's why it's been such a hotly debated issue. Because it is a gray area. I don't think... Should they be compensated? Yes. I agree wholeheartedly that they should be. Should they receive 100% of the earnings that a project like that would make? Absolutely fucking not. I don't think so. And I think we do need to cut out the middleman. I think what needs to happen is that a network, an actual network needs to happen that allows gamers who are partnered with that network, and I'm not talking about instant monetization or whatever fucking perk, throwaway perk that can be taken away at any time. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a two-way communication between the content provider and the content owner. Like, for example, me being the content provider and the content owner, in this case being Nintendo. I think that's what needs to be done. Cut out the fucking middleman. Cut out the network that is no longer supplying any perks whatsoever for you. As an independent contractor, I believe would be the technical term. And cut it out. Seriously. Have the agreements be between a legal representation of the company that owns the content and the person that is, basically asking for a license for the content. That's what I think should happen. I think that anybody who wants to monetize content from Nintendo, because that's what they're doing. They are advertising. It's free advertisement for Nintendo. And don't give me this bullshit about how, well, you see the game so you no longer want to play it. Bullshit. I have bought many games in the past just from seeing that it looks awesome and, oh, I want to play that fucking game. So I go out and buy the game. I don't anymore because I live such a fucking subsistence lifestyle that it's gotten to the point where YouTube has helped pay my bills at this point. I'm not living lavishly. This is not something that I do for a living. It's partially a living, but whatever. I'm not going to go into real big personal specifics about it. But I think what needs to happen is that people need to say, fuck the networks. If they're really not going to go to bat for us for what should be a portion of what we earn, I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. It's an interesting and a very volatile situation, and a lot of people are going to be, lose their livelihoods or at least lose something that they started to rely on. And should they have relied on it, I'll leave that up to you. There's a lot of fucking ranters out there who are talking about it, and they don't understand. You can't understand unless you're actually in the situation. But I don't know. I will say with relative certainty that the only real way out of this situation would be, again, fuck the goddamn networks. If you are an affiliate, you don't owe a network anything anymore, because they are not doing anything to justify them taking out what you signed away. You signed away 40, in many cases 40, but sometimes 30, 20% of whatever your videos monetize, and now you can't even monetize it anymore, even though they say you'll still continue to be able to upload gaming videos the same way you are now and still monetize off of it. There's so many changes to the system that it's ridiculous. It's no longer the network. The theory is that the network has paid for the partnership. Nothing like that anymore. Realistically now, that there's no justification for it. And this is after so many people, I'm sure, signed like a 2-year agreement with these networks. So now the networks are literally just splitting the revenue with the companies of the games that you were trying to monetize. And I think that's wrong. I don't think that they should have any fucking say in it. I think it should be between you and the company. Fuck the networks. Controversy. I'm being big anti-establishment right now. I don't give a fuck. I think it's a bullshit situation. I think that there's such a gray area that a case could be made for people being able to monetize off this. A case could be made for people, instead of forfeiting their portion, like I think the network's portion should be forfeited. I think you should be able to approach a gaming company and say, hey, I would love to obtain a license to monetize your content, and in return, you get a portion of it, a portion of the content's revenue, as well as you get all the free publicity. I mean, you're literally paying somebody. You're literally paying somebody to advertise for them. That's what the situation boils down to. It is. That's the bottom line, guys. That's what's happening here. You are paying to advertise for somebody else. And I think that's just so much better than that somebody else fucking you. My opinion. My opinion, and, Sue me if I'm wrong. I really don't care if I'm wrong or not. I've been wrong about things before. Not often, but of course I jest. Anyways, these fucking pirates are the bane of many people's existence. Word of advice, stay in hyper mode just a little bit longer. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Are any of you network partners? Are any of you concerned about these changes? Because I know I certainly fucking am. That's the question, though, isn't it? What exactly... holy shit, that was close. What exactly are we entitled to? Because I believe we're entitled to something. The content is transformative. It's not like uploading a movie or uploading a song or some shit like that. It's different. And I find the timing to be absolutely just interesting. 2014 is going to be a fuck of a year, isn't it? Whatever. I have unlocked the cannon, or I have destroyed both turrets, which means that I can now send the ship for a bombing run. Now, which direction do I want to go? I believe right here. Yes, it's about time I actually keep talking about the fucking game that I'm playing instead of yapping about this. Oh... It's not all about money, guys. It's about the principle. Am I wrong when I say that it's a gray area? Or do you think that the gaming company should get 100% of everything? I think the network should be the ones that are snubbed, not the fucking person who's providing the content. Of course, this is after the networks have already signed these people to sometimes lengthy 2-year, maybe even 3-year fucking contracts. And if it's 3-year, I feel fucking sorry for you, because I was put on a year-long contract. Most major networks are put on for a year or so. So I have literally been on a week-to-week basis, or month-to-month basis, I should say, with my network for some time now. And I'm really trying to find some possible reason to stay after next month. Because next month is when the shit's going to really hit the fan. Anyways, motion gimmick. Hello, missile pack. Whatever. I apologize for those of you who may have wanted me to go in depth about how annoying that fucking blow the turrets up guarding the Leviathan seed, or the gunships guarding the, or the auto defense turrets guarding the Leviathan seed, I should say. Whatever. I've lost pretty much everything to say at this point. You know, work was stressful fucking enough, and then I come here and find that the bad news isn't over yet. Changes are pretty much just as everybody feared. And RPM released a newsletter saying, you know, oh, gaming is just going to be the same as it always was. No, it's fucking not. Don't lie. I will send a fucking business proposal tomorrow to Nintendo to get some kind of a mutual monetization program started. Like, start a fucking company.
The seed is now exposed.
Thank you. Yes, it is.
Fly there and find a way to destroy it.
Alright, so we are going to be able to free up Brio. I seriously think that fucking cut out the goddamn middleman. Let the gamers those affiliates who are now being snubbed by the fucking network, let them form a goddamn network of their own that actually does what a network should do, that represents, that conducts business with the gaming companies. Because fuck taking 100%. Even if I weren't partnered, I would say, God, no. I would say that is just reaping off the top of the fact that you are already getting free publicity. You are already assured that the person who is making the videos is a customer of yours who has bought the content, the physical disc, has edited the videos, has commentated, whatever, however much or however little transformative the content is. It's not cut and dry like uploading a fucking movie or uploading a fucking musical track. It's not. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this absolute fucking rant and rave as I sit here and I played Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. That was a rather annoying part of the game anyway for me, so I thought I'd spice it up with something a little topical at the moment. I don't know what to say, guys. And I'm not going to open up sour grapes or anything like that, even though I'm almost positive that Emil, Chugga Conroy, Nintendo Capri Sun, maybe even Josh Jepson, are pretty much guaranteed to be managed partners because they're big. And I really feel that this whole managed versus affiliate thing basically means that, okay, we've got our guys who are going to be our cash cows. That this being from the network's perspective, we've got the guys who put asses in seats. We don't care about providing the support to up-and-comers who may, in fact, become those guys. We're going to ride these guys all the way to the gravy train, and we don't need anybody new who may be a potential risk for us. We don't need anybody new. We don't need to promote anybody. We've already promoted and have in that spot who we want in that spot. And there's no incentive for people to possibly get into that spot. I kind of feel like the managed program, the managed versus affiliate program, is the managed are in this exclusive clique who can continue to make a living doing what they love, which again should be something that we all strive for. And then the affiliated ones are the ones who are, left to their own devices. I mean, fuck me. I've half a mind to say screw the networks, start my own goddamn network that has 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 strong gamers. And basically does what these networks should do, and that's fight for the rights, get a working agreement in with these companies, so that the companies get a portion, the deserved portion, whether it's 40% or whatnot, and then the gamer gets a portion as well, because the content is fucking transformative. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought. Again, I apologize if this went on a little long. I kind of want my videos to be a little bit shorter, just more palatable portions for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you are in that partnered category, and if you are, odds are you are probably an affiliate, or probably going to be an affiliate, because the only one I know who watches my stuff right now who has any potential whatsoever for managed stuff is Tim, Nintendo Capri Sun. So, if you're watching, Tim, you lucky bastard. If not, well, whatever. So, that being said, I will see you guys next time. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. Let me know what you thought with your comments and feedback. And if you really enjoyed the video, I've got a slew of other projects going on that I update regularly. So if you're interested, please consider subscribing to stay up to date. Have a good day, everyone.